Hi there, everybody. It's me and the crew. You know how we doing. It's the Core 4 coming at you. I am super happy to say that we are here. I'm super happy to say that we're back. Uh, I'm just super happy to exist. It is a good time to be existing right now, especially among good friends and good drink. I mean, I supplied the good drink. Nobody sent that to me,
No,
fucking assholes.
not this
But
time.
if you want to send him a good drink, you can. There's Patreon. Do it.
Yeah. You can pay for me to have a good drink, and I will go and pick it up. That's okay.
I'm just
We don't
gonna
have
say,
like
if someone's sitting here thinking, "Man, I want to get Jonathan a good drink," I want them to know how to do it because you
you know
deserve.
if somebody wanted to send me like a bottle of Moscato d'Asti, I would open up a PO box for that. Just saying.
That's like one of my favorites. You are literally my best drinking buddy
Yeah, it's good, right?
because it's delicious, right?
Well, Moscato is far too sweet on its own, so if you make it sparkling and you get all that carbon in there that kind of neutralizes those sweet flavors, you got a really solid drink that's like
Cost friendly.
I'm sorry, are we here to talk about wine?
Yes.
Is that what's going on?
Yes.
It's what we are talking about. So yes.
Welcome to the wine show.
Yes, welcome to the Sommelier Sunday.
Ooh.
I am your host, Jonathan Fuller, and today we will be talking about Moscato d'Asti, a very professional and wonderful bouquet of flavor from Italy. The Moscato d'Asti is served in appropriately blue, dark, deep bottle. And
Can
you
someone
can
tell me
find.
what happened last time we played? Sorry, not to cut this very riveting wine thing off.
I think last time on Sommelier Sunday we. Wait, no, this is our premiere episode, isn't it?
I absolutely deserve that. And what I meant was on the show that everybody else was
Oh, the show that actually exists, not the one that.
Yeah. Not,
okay.
Although
Jonathan,
I think now I'm gonna need a Sommelier Sunday
Right.
like outtake at some point. Yeah.
You know,
we're
we
gonna
could
have to
probably
set
do
that up.
that.
We're gonna have to set that up.
We do.
Yeah.
Ooh, for brunch.
Between me and Isla, yeah, we can probably.
We'll do brunch and wine.
Ooh, I like it.
Oh, actually, yeah, I could see ourselves enjoying that. We could just talk about fancy foods, cheeses, wines, and chocolates, and maybe some fancy beers too.
Huh.
We could talk about fancy weed.
I'll just be like
or
drinking
weed.
a box wine in the back of the Florida ass.
If you hold it over your head like that, I think that adds to the class. Like it makes
I think box wine pretty well.
Fucking Franzia.
Jen's got a box of Franzia up on her shoulder, and she just stabs a pocket knife into it so she can shotgun it to get it down fast.
That's what I want to see.
Shotgun a box of wine.
$5 to watch that.
Okay. So, Tons of Mice, I want you to know that red blends are perfectly valid.
Yeah. Tons of Mice, do you remember what happened last time? Because I don't. Someone has to tell me.
I just recently watched the last episode.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
Genesis. Well, which one? Genesis or Revenant? Who's going to tell me?
Well,
Are you telling me or
no,
Riddle?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
It's a lot of questions. We have many identities.
Were you asking in character or were you asking out of character? And then
I was asking if Jen or Revenant is telling Ruin or.
No.
Oh, Aisla doesn't remember. I think Ruin probably does, but unfortunately, she's dependent on Aisla.
Okay, then
let me
Genesis.
Let me cue the hag.
So
My head hurts.
everything after the ad break is what we're recapping, right?
Yes.
Sure. I mean, I think you can just recap the whole last session if you want to, but
I don't remember most of the stuff from before the recap because I was doing stuff. Okay.
Well, you were getting
so,
handsy with Trenchelt in the club.
The last episode. Okay. Revenant had a meeting with Zermos, which then became a meeting with Zermos and Ruin, where Revenant basically got permission to start RevTech, an applied necromancy division of profits for profit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, basically Revenant was all happy, and then Trenchelt came in, and Revenant ate shit trying to flirt with Trenchelt because he's an oblivious fucking squid.
You were so
also
adorable.
Lady Primrose experimented with polyamory with Zermo and Rui, and I love that. My
did they have sex?
part was
I don't remember that.
I think Zermos was into it.
I don't remember that happening.
Zermos leaned in.
Did he? Did he lean in?
Yeah,
like-
he did. But that was when he was reading my lips and Trenchout's lips. So,
Oh yeah,
um,
something about eating a guinea pig.
Reading.
no, that was what you said. Ruin and
Oh,
Lady
it's hamster
Primrose.
and fettuccine.
Hamster and fettuccine.
That's what I said.
Yep.
Because you were lip reading.
Very
And
well.
you rolled bad. I think you rolled like an 8.
Yeah, that sounds. Right.
Anyways, after the bad date, which surprisingly Revenant survived. He didn't get psionically exploded, which
I think
is
anytime you're on a date with someone and you're like, "Yay, I survived it," there's other questions, but I'm yeah.
it's
Like,
okay if he has some red flags. I can change him.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
I
I've heard that.
really appreciate you bringing that that cultural experience into an opportunity for us to model not that.
I won't comment on.
Fair.
Anyways,
I want better for you. Is all I'm saying.
Revenant had 3 meetings in one day.
Yeah, and they were all successful.
They were all
Except
successful.
for that one.
No, it was very successful. He didn't die. He just told you that was his
No, no,
Didn't get his little.
no.
rocks off
No, I'm
there.
talking about the next day. Wait, something happened at night first. Oh yeah, Revenant got the circlet of mental clarity out of Vangel's skull and then patched him up and made him look nice for the funeral. Right?
Did you bring him back? You didn't bring him back though, right?
No. No, Father Mayswell was there, remember?
Inside
No.
track.
No, that's why I needed a reminder.
Okay. Well, Father Mayswell was there, and he made sure Revenant didn't bring Vandrel back to life. Anyways, then Revenant had 3 meetings in one day. He had in the morning he had a lunch meeting with to Braxis
So the I went with you to that.
Lodestone with
was a great
Zermos and
support.
Ruin,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we went and chat with him, and he was really awesome.
Oh,
Tabraxis Lodestone lunch meeting. Tabraxis Lodestone of the Miners Daily.
It was awesome.
yeah, where we kind of we finally got to exonerate our names in the press a little bit, but we might have incriminated ourselves a little bit further. Who knows? Dun dun dun.
I know.
Revenant's second meeting. Well, if this was your introduction, you could tell us, Jonathan, but it's mine. Revenant's
just keep
second
giving an
meeting was
introduction.
with Niles Snags, right? Where he basically hired Niles Snags as let's be honest, he's a terrorist technology consultant.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can you prove that? I mean.
Yeah, it's written in the papers.
Okay. It is a bit of speculation to call you 3 terrorists. Niles Snags is literally a terrorist.
Him am terrorist.
Him am definitely terroristy.
Hey, but he's also a saltwater crocodile, so you know what? Can we really blame him for not following our laws?
Yes.
Yes, also the people he are up against are literally destroying the fabric of reality.
There's that.
But Revenant was successful in his meeting with Niles Snags, right? And then the last meeting was with Dean Zero, and that was with Ruin, Zermos, Da Lingua, and Revenant and Dean Zero. And Revenant basically oh, I forgot to mention during this day, right? At some point, Zermos got to go back to Mine Top and see his pig, and his pig was fucking massive.
Oh yeah.
Fucking huge
And that's how
wanker.
he sees him.
So big.
It's a big boy.
Forgot to mention that. I think I should mention that. And
I think should.
Truffle is a man of dispute.
Yeah, they relocated Truffle to the casino stable.
yeah, and he's still eating horses.
Yes. The stable boy has massive shoulders and pecs and biceps from shoveling feed at Truffle all day. That probably won't amount to anything. Like, that's not a Chekhov's gun thing. It was just hilarious.
Until the city had to be lifted by one man so strong from.
Oh, like 3 episodes from now, Zermos is going to have a building fall on top of him, and the stable boy is going to save him with his immense strength.
He's gonna lift the fallen
Ajax,
cart
a
off of me.
stable boy with like super strength.
Stronger than all of Greece.
What's up with this brute strength stable boy over here?
Where was I? Meeting with Dean Zero, where Revenant was basically like, hey, why not communism? Which was actually an idea of Mikey's, which I didn't mention, but yeah, it was an idea of Mikey's. I didn't say it was because I kind of wanted to just move the plot along, but I'm giving you credit now.
Well, I mean, you know, in game, you guys are fighting against systematic layers of oppression that are out to destroy people and exploit their power and make them less in the eyes of capitalists. And, you know, this is clearly fiction because nobody in real life would treat anybody that badly.
It's true. That's the world I want to live in.
And there's not three rich people that are ready to totally throw away the system by giving everybody millions of dollars.
Honestly, yeah, that's the key difference.
So if you guys are watching out there,
in case you guys didn't notice, the
Jeff,
the podcast run by a bunch of queer people who suffer through various forms of mental illness and neurodiversity, and their allies, and the black man who is a part of this podcast have problems with the way things are run in the world, and that reflects in how we play things. And we're not very direct with how we deal that, but you know what? It's there, and we can acknowledge that. Mikey, I'm sorry for calling you the black man.
It's cool. I am black.
You're black?
I'm glad you that's not a revelation, because then we would have to have a talk.
Oh, you for real can't see color. Oh wow. I have regular.
I thought you were red, bro.
I thought everybody was red.
You're wearing a red
hat,
Mikey.
Jonathan's red. Aisola's red.
You
Mikey's
mean
red.
Everyone's not a
red.
shade of red. I need to go to the doctor right now. My eyes
To be
are
fair,
very bad.
I am red because of the green screen being limited. Like, for some reason, that just does that to my skin.
You're all a little pink to me, but yeah. Zermos is played by me, so the first thing me wanted to do was totally turn over this apple cart. Fuck this system. It's not good for the people. So it's out of here.
But anyways, yeah. So Revenant said, I just want to like move the introduction along. I just remembered that I was still giving an introduction. Sorry, guys. Revenant said, let's pay the employees 10 to 20 marks a day, right? Which is like 100 to 200 marks a day, 100 to 200 gold a day, which is like insane in Dungeons and Dragons. And then fucking, oh my god, my brain's on fire. What the fuck? Can someone take over for me, please? I'm
you want
like
me to
losing
take it, Jen?
steam. Yeah, I'm not good at these introductions because I can't do the whole thing.
I think you do great, and you're very descriptive, and you're very straightforward about what it is, and I really appreciate that. So don't talk bad about yourself.
Yeah, leave Jen
if you're
alone.
Jen is our friend, and you're not allowed to talk about her like that, you asshole.
Yeah,
oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
We'll fuck you up, son. Fuck you up. Fuck you up if you're mean to you again.
But yeah, no, you guys had your meeting with Dean Zero. Revenant discussed the possibility of creating a new golem with Dean Zero, which he very much cautioned Revenant against while offering advice on how to do it, as academics tend to do. They're really bad about that. And yeah, you guys concluded your meeting, and in the night, Revenant continued his work on Project Delta, which he has not given much information about. And in the morning, you guys asked Monsieur Mortier how to go about procuring weapons within the city. He didn't have much information to give you, and Ruin, in Ruin fashion, kind of antagonized him a little bit over that. And he screamed that he couldn't leave the casino and threw you all out of his office.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And there's also a poll currently in the chat that says, will Trenchelt kill Revenant? There are 14 votes for yes and 0 votes for no.
Well,
So
why don't I see
he can try.
And yeah, y'all, on the recommendation of Revenant, went to Joey's Gently Used Magical Goods, which is a pawn shop where Mikey or Zermos bought some new armor. Ruin didn't buy shit, but irritated the guy and broke his hand by letting him hold the hammer. Well, didn't break his hand, but
break his hand.
Yo, but she also learned that if she does something acrobatic with the hammer, she can have 2 hammers.
Yes, cool. As long as Ruin is being acrobatic. And thinking of which, she has a special magical item that automatically allows her to succeed on acrobatics and performance checks that she has done before and practiced, as long as she has an audience. And it's almost like the DM created those in conjunction with each other for them to be used together. And Isla has completely forgotten about the cape. But, you know, Isla remembers everything, so that clearly didn't happen.
You have a cape?
I've never claimed that.
Wait, yeah, I
You have a cape? When did she get a cape?
My dazzling
At the very start of the campaign, she was giving a dazzling cloak. That special magical ability is that she automatically succeeds on any performance roll that she is using in conjunction with a routine that she has practiced, so long as it is done in front of an audience.
Wait, didn't she do that for the undead dog performance?
By accident, yes. There's been a couple of times I think I've used it by accident.
Yes, and I think you forgot that it existed.
I did.
You're about ruin all his monsters. That'll teach him.
Yep. Yeah, that'll teach me to give you the thing that makes life easier on you. That'll teach me to
let's go fight
do
something.
Nice things for you.
No, I am saying thank you.
Yep.
Let's attack something.
I'm saying thank you.
When Revenant asked Joey, the Goliath salesman at this pawn shop, about getting some textbooks or spell books for studying, and he went towards the back, you all saw a tablet. The same tablet, the silent tablet you know you need to destroy.
Where is it? Is it behind the counter?
It is behind the counter on a little shelf.
And I believe the last words of the episode were, "How much for that?"
Yeah, I think that was
spoken by Zermos.
That would be the correct. So is that where we want to pick off?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Joey, the Goliath salesman, looks at Zermos and goes, sorry, sir, that's just not for sale.
Well, why not? Who does it belong to?
I am not really supposed to say. I am sorry. That is from a benefactor of the pawn shop who just really does not want that in there. He wanted it in for display reasons and threatened to eat my brain if I didn't allow it in there, so it's there.
Got it.
I understand. Zermos kind of looks over his shoulder at the rest of them, like giving that little wink. He's gonna try and distract him.
Okay, so keeping the goal in mind.
We got to break it, right?
No, we need to get it
No.
back and translated.
Joey has to go in the back to grab some magic spell books for Revenant.
Oh, well then I'll let him do that. Yeah. Yes. Never mind then. I shut my mouth and let him walk out of the room.
All right.
I let him
and
leave it unattended.
he walks into the back, presumably to scrounge up some spell books.
Quick, pop it in your hole.
Revenant, steal it.
Hold on. I just want to see. Do I have anything that could make a fake tablet?
Again?
Oh, yeah. Is there another tablet that we could fashion to look like that
Well,
one?
because we had the fake one, but apparently Katha took it with him.
Oh, we don't have it.
Yeah, Cathaw died with it in his hands.
Damn it. Quick.
So I was thinking maybe we have another one.
How fast can we get to the golf course? It might be on the ground still.
Yeah. I don't think that's our best option. But good. I like the way your brain is.
Certain that's your best
Okay,
option either, but I'll be quiet and let you plan.
Takes out the belt buckle that is actually the portable hole, throws it on the ground, grabs the tablet, falls in it, and he's like, "All right, pick me up. Let's run. Pick me up. We're running out of here."
Fucking dip. I grab Revenant. We're out of there.
Right.
Okay.
Fucking
I'm in
gone.
the portable hole.
Okay, so I guess.
What brought us over here, right?
I mean, you guys have your things, or
Because he's definitely not gonna know we took it. That's wicked. Really, very subtle, Rev.
Wait. Can we leave a note?
Yeah, sure.
We'll leave a note. It's like, couldn't stay, bad diarrhea.
I think that's great.
please have books delivered to
Yeah.
the casino.
Yes.
There you go.
Just drop them off.
I'll write that out.
Yeah. And then we run out with our explosive diarrhea, aka stolen tablet.
Yes. That's
Okay, so
go. Fumbles,
I guess
fumbles.
where are
go,
you guys
start the cart.
going?
Away.
Okay, you're hopping into the cart with Fumbles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go.
Fumbles instantly takes to the air, throws the air brake, gets the Pegasi pulling the coach to full speed quickly, and you just go directly overhead.
I've never felt so alive.
Should we tell Mr. Morier? Like, can you give him a heads up, Rev, that we made a choice, possibly going to have an impact on his world? I thought you had like a mental connection. No.
Well, he knows everything that's happened.
Okay.
We should probably talk to him.
I think we should go directly to him with this tablet. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're on our way.
I also want to go to Citylene Lubery with the tablet.
Mm.
Well, should we go to her first? She is on the way.
Is she on the way?
I mean, it's all in Blasphemy. Everything is on the way.
That's what I say. Thank you.
Yeah, let's go there.
So you guys are going to the Sunset Assisted Living Center?
That's what we're gonna do.
That's such
We're
a
gonna
good
run
name.
from the pawn shop owner with our stolen property, and we're gonna go to the senior living center.
Well, I will tell you,
He's not gonna look
no
there.
one's going to look for you there.
He's not gonna look there.
That's like, wow, choices.
And for the audience, I would like to cut back while they're flying and lowering down into there. And Joey is giving a police report to Captain Jessica Brute, showing them the note.
No.
Oh, I didn't sign it though.
Okay.
I just scribbled, like.
Yeah. I can't even read this. What the fuck?
To be fair, he just knows we left. He left his counter unattended, and the thing is missing. It could have been anybody in there in that time.
Anybody.
We had diarrhea.
Yep. All of you, all at once. Did you eat the balut again? Is that what this is?
Yes. Bad
Okay.
No. Getting the story straight. Revenant had undead diarrhea. It smelled festering. We all had to leave.
Okay, and you are now at the Sunset Assisted Living Center.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you doing from here? This is your noon, by the way. Your noon is at the Sunset Assisted Living Center.
Well, let's go in and see Miss Celine. I could go ask about her, the nurse.
All right. The attendant up front is a golem made of wood.
Oh.
And he looks at you and goes,
"Hi.
Can I help you?"
Yes, I'd like to see Celine, please.
Room number?
9.
Roll me a d20.
I'm like, I should know. I just don't remember.
That was so good.
I rolled a 20.
Congratulations, you got the number right because of that.
Nailed it.
I'm sorry, ma'am. You're not on the approved list. It is, and he pulls up the list and roll me perception, every single one of you.
Ha! Ha ha! That's
Passive
not
perception?
one.
I got a 15.
So Revenant doesn't see shit. Just roll me
Wait,
perception.
hold on. I got inspiration.
I got a 1.
I got a 15.
Oh, a 15?
Yeah.
Okay,
14
Revenant, don't waste
plus 7.
22. Revenant. The names listed on there, you don't recognize all of them, but you recognize Candelario Lampwick and Trenchelt.
Oh no.
Yeah, Candelario said that I was going to be on here because I calmed her so much. Because she knew my grandfather.
What's your name?
Rune de Libre.
Oh, are you a relative?
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, I didn't recognize the name. Right this way, Miss Lubry.
Thank you.
Because her name is Cideline Lubry. He is confused.
Right.
Thanks to your relative.
Now, I figured that I was taking advantage of him, and I chose to do it.
Yep. And the wooden golem takes you to the room.
You guys come with me, right?
Yep.
All right, thank you.
All right. And you see Cideline Lubry sitting in her chair.
And I think I still have a flower, kind of a little crumbled, from earlier.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give her that. Say hi, Celine.
And she looks at you and she narrows her eyes. No. Osai? No.
It's
No.
my
Miss Lubry.
granddaughter. Yes, good job. Good memory.
And she looks at Revenant when he speaks up, and she narrows her eyes. I knew you would come for me.
What?
Exactly.
And she grabs her staff and she stands up and she looks at him. I will not go gently into that good night.
I am not the spirit of death. I do not. Well, I might. Maybe I'll look for the spirit of death. I'm not entirely sure.
You're not helping.
And she is like pointing her staff at Revenant and just getting it closer and closer to his face.
Miss Lubry, I would like to, if you could just, I'm not here to take you to the afterlife. I'm not here to take you to the afterlife. I am here. Here, let me take off my mask. Hold on. And Revenant takes off his mask, and he's just like a pair of eyes floating in a dark cloak.
And she looks at you and sets the staff aside, and she grabs you by the chin and turns your face this way and that while looking at you.
I have a severe curse.
Yes, yes. You are not blessed. You are
damned.
Yes.
Anyways, I have something that's gonna help you. If you could just trust me for a moment.
Zermos lets out a big sigh. He didn't know how that was going to turn out.
And she grabs you by the chin.
Oh.
And who are you?
My name is Zermos, young lady.
You are the man with the two faces. You look...
Oh, that is my father.
He came with the squid-faced man.
Yeah.
They asked questions.
Did they hurt you?
No.
You okay?
I am tired.
Yeah.
But I was not. I am fine.
Yeah. We want to help you with the mistake. And Revenant has something to show you.
Mistake?
Come sit here with me.
And she kind of pushes Revenant aside. Mistake?
Remember the mistake you wanted to fix?
The child.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at Revenant.
He wants to help.
He is a friend.
Mm-hmm.
How?
Well, first, I need to clear your mind, right? Then we'll be able to talk in greater detail.
The cobwebs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the cobwebs.
And she sits back down. Hand me the staff.
Revenant hands her the staff.
And she taps the staff on the ground quickly, like a quick shock. And it spreads out, and I need everyone to roll me a wisdom saving throw of 23.
Holy shit.
I have... Do I have advantage?
Not against her.
Did it roll?
You said wisdom, huh?
I got a 16.
Yep.
I also got a 16.
It's not a 23 though.
I am.
Mine's not a. It's not.
17 plus 7.
24.
I've been wisdomed.
Okay. And she looks at all of you who failed. Will he hurt me? And you find yourselves caught in a zone of truth.
I wish you just told me what this was, so I wasn't so defensive.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been fine telling you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I
personally don't like spells being cast on me without my permission, so I mean,
most people don't.
Another time, you can see her apprehension.
He won't intentionally hurt you. I don't know if going through the memories will be painful or not.
What does he want to do?
He wants to help fix things.
Physically, what does he want to do?
Oh, I don't know. You'll have to tell her.
I want to create a golem.
No, to help her with her cobwebs. What do you want to do to help her with her cobwebs?
I got this thing right here. And he holds up a circlet.
And she reaches out her hand.
He puts it in her hand.
This could kill me.
Yes.
Yeah, but it could.
This could kill me, or it could make it better.
Mm-hmm.
And that is up to the strength of my own mind.
Mm-hmm. I think we can help, but I don't know.
Is there something we can cast on her?
Granddaughter.
To help her?
Mm-hmm.
Will you hold my hand and come with me while I do this?
Yeah, of course.
All right, and she grabs your hand tight.
Mm-hmm.
And she pulls it closer to her, and she puts it against her chin, and she leans into it. I am scared.
Yeah. I get that.
Put it on my head before I lose. Before I lose the will.
I'll take it. The other one hand. Put it on. I'm right here.
And you are both sucked into her mind. And you are surrounded by a black void. And this is just me and Aisla now. Or rather, Citiline, Lubri, and Ruin. Ruin. You are holding the hand of this woman, aged and beaten by life. She is standing with her staff. And in front of you, in this black void, is a much younger woman. But with the same face, but with fewer wrinkles, and with more fullness of life. And the face before you looks at you and says, "Leave her."
Okay.
Leave her.
Do you want us to walk past her?
And the woman in front of you, who is not the current Citiline Lubri, the young Lubri, is telling you to leave.
Leave her?
Yes.
Why?
Because I said.
It's not good enough.
And she pulls out her staff. Leave her.
Wait, how do I know you're going to take good care of her? Can I sense her motives or anything, or just that she's angry? What am I getting off of her? Insight. That was frustrating. I rolled a 2.
You don't know shit about what she wants.
What?
You don't know shit about what she wants.
All right. And does she seem
perception?
She seem aggressive or?
Oh, she seems incredibly aggressive.
Okay. I got an 8.
Okay. Your god is behind her. On sort of like his knees and his hands, and he motions to you.
Peter?
Yes. Silent Peter, in all his crystalline porcelain glory, is setting you up for you to push her over the top of him.
Okay. I'm going to do it.
Mikey, what's that maneuver called? Okay, Mikey doesn't know what it's called either, but he knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the thing.
So I'm going to charge her with a headbutter charger. Like this.
Roll attack.
Okay. Just like a D20 or like unarmed strike?
D20.
I'm just going to roll my D20. Because I can do better with that. I got a 12 plus what? Strength?
Strength.
3, so 15.
You hit her hard. Roll me like a d4.
Do I knock her over? I really want to knock her over. I got a 1.
Okay. You push her over the back of your god, and she falls into a pit that was behind him.
Nice.
And she's screaming, "You bastard!"
I look at my Citiline. Does she seem okay?
She looks panicked.
Are you okay, Citiline? What do you need?
We need to go.
Okay.
We need to go to the well.
Show me where the well is. I'll go.
And she points towards, and she walks, and it is very slow. And you hear the other Citiline calling from below.
Can I carry her? Would that be faster?
Yes.
May I carry you? Just to maybe make this faster?
And she nods.
Okay. So I'll pick her up.
Okay. And you get her to this odd, translucent well in which exists a brain, a giant brain that is covered with thorns. And you see a pair of pruning shears that are emblazoned with the symbol of the circlet.
I'm thinking maybe I should give these to you.
And she looks at them and she holds them up and she tries to squeeze and her hands can't do it.
What do I need to help you? Can I put my hands around her so that she has more strength, but she's still doing it?
Roll Dex.
That's a 16 plus 2, 18.
You help her carefully remove these thorns around her mind. And when the last of them is gone, you find yourselves back in the room. And Citiline wipes some spittle away from her mouth, and she grabs a napkin and offers one to you.
Thank you.
Ruin de Libre, granddaughter of Ossian. And she looks at you, and she wraps her arms around you and gives you a hug. Look at you. Ossian's lineage lives on. My name lives on. Look at you. Look at you. And tears are streaming down her face.
I give her a big hug back.
The holes in my brain are still there, but I can move around them much more easily.
Good.
I am sorry for my distrust.
It's completely understandable. And Revenant really is here to help, and we are trying to fix the damage that the child has caused.
Ailta, the God King.
Yeah?
I was intelligent enough to create him, but not wise enough to see that I shouldn't. He has caused much damage to this world. I need my research. The adventuring house. Do you know where it is? Ossian's old adventuring house? Take me there.
Right now?
Yes.
I guess no time like the present? All right, let's do that.
All right, and you start to leave. And as you get past the front desk, the wooden golem says, "Excuse me."
Yes.
Excuse me. Where are you taking Miss Lubry?
Oh, we're just gonna do a Sunday in the park.
Okay, you need to check her out first.
Sure, absolutely.
And he holds up a sign-out book.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And you can roll my perception on this sign-out book.
Okay. I got a 20.
Trenchelt's name is on the sign-out book.
When?
Yesterday.
Did it say where they went?
And a week before that, and a week before that, and a week before that. It doesn't include a location.
Do you remember seeing Mr. Trenchell? The Squid Man?
I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to answer any questions regarding that, says the wooden golem.
That's fair. I just kind of was going to ask her, but that's cool. I'll ask her in the cart. They'll just get her signed out.
You get her in the carriage. And she looks at Fumbles. Yeah, I remember you.
He's good people.
Wait, you remember him? More like you've seen him before.
Oh, he's been in the city for longer than I have.
Miss Adeline, do you remember Trentel taking you somewhere?
No, that's one of the holes. I remember him showing up.
Do we think can he suck her memories?
Yeah, perhaps his visits are the reason why she has this memory loss.
That's what I'm wondering.
I think the memory loss is genetic. I think Trenchelt has been taking advantage of it.
Not better, but not as bad as I thought. That's upsetting, though.
Anyway, my good man, to the adventuring house, please. And Fumbles looks at one of you for confirmation.
Yeah, that's where we're going.
And he takes you straight there. And this can still be part of the noon block.
All right. Here we are. So I guess you're gonna lead the way, Lady Sideline, because you have a purpose.
And she stands up on her staff and she walks into the house. Are you following?
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay.
I want to see what's happening.
And she walks past the butler, and I don't remember what I said his name was.
The adventuring house.
So we won't worry about it.
Yeah.
Geronimo.
And she looks at him and says, "Shush," and she continues on. And she takes the stairs going down, and she looks at you, Rowan, and she says, "I'll need a little bit of help with this. The mind may be better, but the body is not.
I can help.
And I need to save my magic for when it is most needed."
I'll kind of walk next door and have like an arm for her to steady her.
And she leans on you. She leans on you without fight and with appreciation. Thank you.
Of course.
And she looks through a little curtain at the landing downstairs, and she looks down into what you all can see is a hangar where the ship is being worked on. She's like, "Candelario has kept busy. Good, good." And she continues on the hallway, and she goes down to a door to the right, and you see a very dusty room. But one of the unique features of this dusty, book-covered room is that the walls are entirely covered in chalkboard. Yes, this is what I needed. All right. Leave me to it then. I'll take care of this from here.
One question.
I'm not leaving you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Revenant. Sorry, I'm confused.
Do you need this? And he holds up the tablet.
And she grabs it and she puts it on the desk. And you see she grabs an odd contraption with multiple lenses on it that fits on her head. She puts it on, she looks on it, and she goes, yeah. Where did you find this?
Joey's gently used magical goods?
No.
Oh.
Is that a pawn shop?
It is a pawn shop. It's one of my favorite
what was
pawn
this doing at a pawn shop?
We also didn't think it belonged there.
So apparently Trenchard's just putting these all over the place. Joey said that Trenchard had put this one in his pawn shop for display purposes.
Oh God. It feeds off emotion. Powerful emotion. A pawn shop is somewhere where people would be experiencing strong emotion as they sell goods that their families have owned for years.
A lot of desperation vibes.
Yes. This is to make the golem stronger.
Mm-hmm.
It is to expand its influence, its sphere.
Do we know what the golem looks like?
And she looks at you and she says, have you been paying attention? It looks like whatever it possesses. It exists on the air.
I think that's what's confusing to me. I thought a golem was a physical form as well as like a mental inhabitant. But it sounds like...
She points to the tablet and she says, this is what the golem is. I thought the same thing too. But the thing is, form affects function and affects mind. Have you ever met a wizard who spent too long in various animal forms? A druid who spent too long in animal forms? They lose their mind to the form. I gave this thing no form when I created it. I drove it mad. This is...
Oh, wait a minute. So you're saying this golem...
This is my fault.
Have a form, and that's part of why it lacks a center almost, like a moral center or a way to connect.
Yes,
doesn't have a form.
The humanoid shape of the golems is for more than one purpose. It makes them connect with people. That's what I didn't understand when I created this thing.
So can we give it a form? Will that help?
I don't think it would at this point. I think it would make it more dangerous to give it a solid form.
What if we, Roy, created a second golem?
And she looks at you, Revenant. She looks at you hard, and she is judging you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, we could create a second golem to destroy the first golem.
Are you proposing Mechagodzilla?
So, you would create a golem that has created nothing but for the purpose of destroying something else?
No, I would create a...
What would happen to it after it had finished destroying what it was originally meant to destroy? A thing created for destruction?
No.
Well, wouldn't it implode?
That's not exactly the main reason why I would create this golem. I'll be real honest with you. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be on this plane of existence, right?
Oh.
And
I know the feeling.
Yeah, you know, after you die once or twice, or however many times it's really been, basically, like, you start thinking, shit, you know, what's going to happen to all of the information I've collected? So that's really what I want to create. Basically, I'm trying to leave a part of myself behind, right? While also creating a weapon.
So, like, you want to leave a weapon part of yourself behind?
Yeah, a weaponized part of myself behind.
I'm
Be very careful doing this.
I'm wondering, with your help, can you not adjust the golem the child's? Can we not adjust the child? And I mean, if it is merely just this tablet that gives it life, can we not manipulate the tablet to change its behavior?
I would need all of the tablets.
We have like 2 more. We did destroy one of them, didn't we?
What if one of them was missing?
Then that one wouldn't matter. That one wouldn't have an effect on it.
Well, we've destroyed pretty much all of...
All right, I'm ready. Hi there, everybody. It's Jonathan and some other people I found in like a Walgreens parking lot.
Walgreens.
We Planned Parenthood, but whatever.
I'm sorry.
Use CVS.
Okay, fine. CVS for us Florida bitches here.
No, Planned Parenthood.
you know, we just did a bottle of hooch together and decided to start a show. So, you know, that's where we're at right now.
That's right.
Yeah, I brought out the crack pipe a bit too soon on the party, and then like we just became fast friends.
Yeah,
it's never really too soon, is it? If you're going to bring it out at all, you might as well just bring it out right up front.
And you might be judging us right now, but we are so much better than those guys who started their podcast over a bag of Jenkum. Like, we're doing better than those guys.
Obviously.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah,
those guys smell like shit.
Can I do the thing, the short thing? Where you describe what happened? The recap.
Explanation where you describe things in a recapitulation of what's going on?
Absolutely.
Recapitulation.
I'm going to pull it to your camera there, Aisla, as soon as I figure out what the button is.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that means I have to shut up.
Okay. Number one, Revenant gave a really great recap of the session before, and that's what kicked us off into a fun, story-filled experience. We rolled with fumbles to go see Citadine de Lubri, and Revenant had the Circlet of Clarity, which allowed us to help her heal with some support from Rune. And then we all went to the Adventure House, and while we were there, before we went to the Adventure House and before we saw Citadine, we stole something from a pawn shop that we really needed, so that's why we took it. And Revenant was like super, super clever and grabbed it and threw himself into a portable hole. And then Zermos was like quick with the reflexes. And I wrote a note. That was my job. And then we left really fast. And that's when we went and saw Citadine. And then that gave her the circlet that Revenant had brought. And then she directed us to go to the Adventure House. Not the other thing. And so when we were there at the house, she she was also able to tell us that we need to find some things in another language called Sindarian. And the Sindarian language is the language of golem making. Golem making. It's the language of golem making. And Revenant is a little scary because he wants to make a golem, even though we can see how very, very bad that turned out for Citadine, and she seemed pretty smart. But and so we're gonna go to the Library of the Green Dragon to get some language books for her. But I think after we have to go on the flying ship, so we're still waiting for that to get finished. The end.
And our favorite flying ship flying through the sky.
We all
Revenant's gonna die.
That was everything, right? Oh, and we did learn that the humanoid shape of the golems is one of the things that helps create a connection to humanity and makes them a little bit less likely to go insane and start a flying island stealing city that eats people's souls.
Metaphorically eats people's souls. There are things that literally eat people's souls in this world, so you got to be specific.
That's a bummer, but thank you.
Yep. So you are now leaving Citadine Lubri's research room.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And as you guys start walking up the stairs, Candelario is coming back down, and he is wiping his hands like he just got done washing them in the bathroom. And he looks down at you all and he goes, "What are you all doing here?"
What are you doing?
Where are we?
I'm working on the ship. Oh, did you come to see the ship?
Yeah, that's actually what we're here for. Mm-hmm.
All right.
We definitely are not here with Citadine.
What?
Shut the fuck up, Ruin. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What the fuck?
We're here to look at the ship.
No. That thing you said earlier. What's up with that?
Distracted. Do not get distracted. Show us what you're
doing. How's the ship coming?
Wait a minute.
What did Ruin say? I don't think Ruin said anything at all, Candelario. I think it's giving things.
He walks past you all into the other room that you all just came out of, and he opens the door.
No, she said she doesn't want you to know she's
Citadine looks back at him with a shit-eating grin, and she's like, "She's just like Osian, isn't she? Can't tell a lie to save a goddamn life." And he just stares at her. "Granny Lubri?" And she smiles at him and says, Hello, Candelario. And she wraps her arms around him.
See how sweet that
And
was,
he wraps
guys?
his arms back. And after they're done, he looks back at you, Ruin, and says, "Okay, what the fuck?"
Part of my idea, right? I just thought
we all pitched in. It's not just on you, Revenant. We all thought this was a good choice.
Yeah, I did ask permission though to use the circlet. I did ask permission to yank it out of.
He looks at her head and he sees the circle. What's up with that?
It helps her to be able to navigate past the holes in her mind so she can clear the cobwebs and be here with us.
And she grabs him by the shoulder and says, "I'll explain it to him, dear, so you go on."
Okay. Bye, Candelaria. Although we did want to know about the ship, didn't we? I mean, that wasn't
And
just
she-
I got
yelled-
other things I could do.
She yells at Ruin as you're going up the stairs. "And if you're going to suck ass as bad as your great-grandfather did at lying, you could at least let other people do it for you."
I try. It's fine.
He did too.
Well, you know, I'm glad that you like me for who I am.
I was thoroughly convinced.
Thank you, Sir Moss. You're the best.
All right, what are you all doing from here? Because you
No.
still have a whole afternoon ahead of you.
Oh, we're still in downtime, right? Or in between times.
Can we go to the... Wait, we're not going to go to the Green Library Dragon until we have the ship. So we have to wait on that. We can see Dean Zero. What are our other options?
Well, you can assign like your allies to like tasks, and you can go meet up with your allies if you have things that you need them to do.
You mean like you guys? Because you're like my allies. I don't know.
Well,
who
yeah,
else-
like but like we're players, so if we're gonna do something, we just all collectively decide to go do it. This is like Hefton, right? If
You know, you guys also do have a guy trapped in a chest that you've been meaning to interrogate about some things involving mind flayers.
That's a great idea. Let's go interrogate him.
All right, so you guys are going back to the casino. Clip, clop, clip, clop.
Yeah, I like it.
Whoosh.
Clap, clap, swoosh. And we're there.
Okay, we need that as like a jingle
I can
with
Mhm.
Mike saying that. Clips, clap, clip, last whoosh. Yeah, we can fight. That
We'll-
sounds good.
We'll work
We
on
need
it.
that.
We'll
work on
work.
that.
We'll workshop it.
Music for later.
Note to
Spooky
self.
beats to reanimate too.
All right. Are you guys having fumbles taking you in through the roof or through the parking garage?
I think through the roof.
Yeah,
That way we
we're
don't have
going
to go
top.
up inside. It's faster.
All right.
And then we got to pay the elevator guy.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta tip the elevator guy no matter what. Or you could just be assholes and not tip him.
I mean,
Or
we're
we
so-
could tip him like a bunch of tips in advance.
Yeah, can we?
That's what I think we
You
should
know what,
do.
let's-
I think
why
we
don't-
should just
why
be
don't we
like,
do
here,
that?
this is gonna go to your room.
Let's
like,
go to
kinda
the
thing.
let's go to the ground floor and just dump some tips on him, so that way we can
Yeah.
just go up and down.
All right,
without
you guys are
feeling
going to the ground floor. You walk past the cam heads. You walk into the elevator, and there's Tyson. Good afternoon, everyone.
Revenant takes out 50 marks and he's like, all right, in 50 days, yeah, remind me to pay you again.
And he looks at it and goes, "Holy shit." And he throws the lever up and he's like, I was always weirded out because you guys either like tip me super good or you give me like wet licorice in my hand.
Hmm.
A gift is a gift.
Like literally, you guys tip me like 10 times what the other patrons tip me.
Well,
We're
Like,
fucking loaded, so it doesn't really fucking matter.
We are
Right,
tipping
right.
within our means.
You're comparable to tipping with Madame Sunwise, and she only shows up like once a month. So
yeah, we when we have extra, we like to share. It's just how it works.
Yeah.
You can't take it with you.
I mean, if you want to
Exactly.
work for us in the future, right, if we ever have a position open, we have insane rates.
I believe it.
Do you
But,
have
If
Uh,
we ever
special
get an
talents, Tyson?
elevator, we'll call you, all right?
All right, and you guys reach the top. I'm not the top floor, but the floor to your apartments, and he lets you out.
Is that where the chest is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Is
is
it
where
in
the
our
chest
apartment?
is.
Okay,
We
I don't
have,
know,
like,
I
a
don't-
tortured soul in our
You guys-
apartment. It's hilarious.
You guys never said you were moving it. You guys have
Oh,
a
remember we
magical
got-
chest that keeps him alive, regardless of how much he is hurt. so long as he is inside of it.
I have to say, guys, I feel a little immoral about this whole situation, yet also completely comfortable with it, which is causing me a certain amount of confusion.
All right, just remember how awful he is.
No, he is very awful, and he's a major part of the problem. It's facts.
Look, honestly, we just need to keep him alive long enough to where we can get him to surrender his company to us, or we kill him and get the next person in his company to surrender the company to us, or we kill that person. But we don't have to worry about that now. First, let's just interrogate him about the fucking mind flayers.
Okay, let's do that. Can I be like the backup assist though? Like, can you guys do the interrogation and I'll just kind of hang out, maybe watch the door?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Okay.
Let me check my spells. I have an idea.
Okay.
Let me check my spells.
Can I only cast Thaumaturgy on myself?
Thaumaturgy. Okay, so Mikey, I'm going to tell you my specific viewpoint on Thaumaturgy as a DM and how I view it in this world and how this world views it.
Okay.
If you are trying to use it as a helping hand in an interrogation, it is like trying to impress somebody with a Bic lighter in this world. Thaumaturgy is something people use to practice their magical spells. Children do it all the time. It's not worth anything in terms of giving you advantage on scaring people.
But what if it was like just a little Bic lighter behind my eyes?
If you want to use it for a little bit of dramatic flair and not make it over the top, I won't make it a disadvantage to you.
All right. I'm actually going to have to set something on fire here. All right.
That's fine.
All right. Who's opening the thing? I got an idea. I'm going to go to the back. Give me 1 second. I need one thing. And I walk off.
Roll me intelligence.
Damn. 20.
Rutgerson probably knows what the inside of the casino penthouse suite looks like, and if he ever escaped, would be able to tell people where he was being held if he was released from it.
So he's already seen it, or he hasn't yet?
Or he'll recognize it when he comes out.
If we let him out.
Is that what you're saying? I think we're asking for clarification, though. Like, if he gets out, he'll recognize where he is. Is that what you said?
If he gets out, he will be able to tell the police where he has been if he sees it.
Okay.
You are all still doing something very, very illegal here.
Yeah. Consequences.
You mean kidnapping people, holding them, and torturing them is illegal? Whoa, I'm shocked.
Even in Blasphemy.
What if we just fucking kill him?
So what's your plan, Revenant, for him to give us his company? That's what we should do. It's a good plan.
Okay. I was gonna. I genuinely don't know. I feel like we need Candelaria here to sort out the paperwork, but also I don't want Candelaria to see this, quite frankly.
No, you don't. I think we've already allowed enough people to see this, so...
Well, from what I understand, that's kind of how this place works, right?
Look, everyone just thinks he's missing, right? And nobody thinks we have anything to do with it except for, like, a few rumors, right?
So
well, I think I dispelled those pretty well with my acting.
So if we kill him, I can make him tell us anything we want, right? I have that ability. And it doesn't even bring him back to life, so it's not like he has a conscious decision in anything. But
he's not dead.
Well, I could kill him
Revenant,
and then bring it.
You can roll me intelligence.
Uh, 12 plus 5, 17.
Monsieur Mortier considers him his prisoner and probably would take offense to you killing him.
was like just gonna go down to the menagerie and like, I don't know, like, I don't really have a good plan for this, to be honest. I haven't really worked anything out. I haven't been thinking about the Divine Menagerie very much, to be honest.
Well, logistically, do we need to get any information from him before we go to probably fight a dragon? Because if he has something that will help us, then yeah,
I think we should just maybe leave him in the bucket for now.
If we don't need him,
we were gonna ask him about the mind flayers, right? Because didn't he say some shit about the mind flayers?
Can't you like go into his mind without waking him up or taking him out?
Quick recap thing.
Can we get in there with him?
Quick recap thing. The second tablet you broke, Ruin's mind was overwhelmed with memories of somebody with an accent similar to Christopher Rutgerson's natural accent, talking about the plans to create Trenchelt.
I do remember that. Hey, guys. Recap.
I'll allow that. Ruin has just conveyed the information that I have stated.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I try to be accommodating, even though I am a stick in the fucking mud.
You're adorable and have the best beard.
One of these things is true.
Oh no, he's gonna put a candle out with his fingers. Look out.
I could I mean, I could command him to speak to us and answer our questions, and we could put manacles on him so he can't move, right?
But could you just get into his brain? Like, if we leave him in there, can you just sink into his brain?
I would literally have to kill him.
Because
the only way I can get what's inside of his head is for me to, like, force him to tell us when he's dead.
All right.
If I ask over and over again, will the answer change?
You see a skeletal man in a sparkling blue tuxedo step outside the elevator and crack his knuckles and spread them out and wiggle his fingers and be like, I understand you want answers from a man that I absolutely fucking despise. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's start in on this then, shall we?
I like this. We're getting the answers we want.
Zermos runs over to the bed and then grabs the sheets and tries to like put them around things to hide the furniture so he can't recognize where he is.
And Monsieur Mortier snaps his fingers and the entire room goes black and you feel you are in an endless expanse. Zarmos, you are still holding the sheets.
Yeah, I'll just put this
That's what I'm talking about.
I'll put this in the darkness.
And he waves his hand and the sheets explode in just flying skulls that form around the almost coffin-like box that this man has been kept in for the past few days. And you see firmly that this box that he has been kept in is in fact shaped like a coffin.
Feels like ominous, like foreshadowing.
And he raises his hand up and the coffin raises up as well to vertical. And he kicks it open. Ask your questions, and I shall make it as terrifying for him as possible.
That's great.
And you see yourselves, each of you, as bone demons looking over him.
Tell us about creating Trenchelt.
All right. Monsieur Mortier opens the coffin, And Christopher Rudkerson falls out onto his knees and hands and looks up at you, terrified. What? What?
Tell us about creating Trenchalt.
Tell us your secrets.
I don't have any.
Tell us how you created the Mind Flare Trench.
I didn't create shit. It was my grandpa.
How?
I don't know. It was after the war. Fuck hell. There were a whole bunch of Mind Flayers left alive. They surrendered unconditionally. And like the God King made the previous the guy who speaks, the thing. Oh shit, the thing. What was it? The thing, the mouthpiece, the previous mouthpiece. It was a psionic human. He made the previous mouthpiece tell us things. I was young when it happened.
Your answers are insufficient.
I'm trying. I'm sorry. Can I have some water?
Would you like us to give you water?
Yes.
I look over at
Revenant takes out a water skin and pours it on the floor.
Oh God. Could I have it in a glass?
Lick it off.
After you answer our questions.
Okay.
Revenant,
Okay.
Revenant steps in the puddle.
Revenant casts command. Revenant
This is how we
casts
feel about
command.
capitalism.
Revenant casts command and says, "Kneel face down." And like points at the puddle of water. And he has to make a wisdom saving throw, or he has to like put his face in this puddle of water I made.
All right. And you all know that Christopher Rudkerson definitely has a high wisdom. So he got a -2.
That is a fail, I think.
And he slams his head against the ground so hard that he passes out for a second.
Oh shit.
And he gets back up. Like, oh gods. Oh gods. What the fuck did I do to deserve this?
You really don't know.
Oh,
Zermos is gonna just be circling around him while everyone's talking to him.
okay. And he kind of like curls up in the fetal position. I was like 8 at the time, but yeah, the Mind Flare Wars had just ended. It was maybe a dozen or so Mind Flayers left, and the current speaker, the current mouthpiece of God, the guy who answers for the God King, Ailta, he wanted my grandpa to subdue them and still keep their knowledge, because they had lots of knowledge of magic and shit like that could have been useful to us. But they were worried about everything, you know? And they decided it was easier to keep just one alive. So there was this newly formed Mind Flayer that had just sort of come out of his tadpole form. And we took the tadpole and, like a statue, put it in the ear of the current mouthpiece, and this new Mind Flayer was created out of it. And we force fed the other Mind Flayers to it, so that all the abilities of those Mind Flayers would be contained within one Mind Flayer that would be more manageable, but so that it would still be a scion for for Ailta to speak. God, that's all I know.
They made him eat the last 11.
Whole 12. The Trenchelt was created with the last tadpole.
That's disgusting.
Oh, fucking Bone Demon's telling me what's disgusting. God damn it. I saw it when I was 8.
So who's your legal heir?
I don't have one.
No. You should choose one.
What?
You should choose one.
What? Why?
I mean, if you want any say in how that's going to go down, I suggest you choose one.
What?
Your business is going to someone else. You should choose an heir.
Are you going to kill me?
That's not what I said.
Did you kill me? Am I in hell?
Not yet.
So you're going to kill me?
You're somewhere in between.
You're leaping to conclusions. This is not helpful.
I gave you a
directive. Either follow it or don't follow it. But leaping to conclusions and deflecting the conversation is not helpful at all.
All right. Ruin?
Shit.
I have no idea what you're talking about, mate. That's Abyssius.
Golf Caddy?
That's
Your
Abyssius.
life will be ruined if you don't tell us what we want to know.
Who the fuck are you?
Shut up. Worry about who I am. You just worry about who your heir is.
What the? How am I supposed to worry about that? I'm either in a fucking coffin or I'm out here being tortured by Bone Demon. What do you expect me to do?
You're
Choosing
in
the heir?
hell, mate. Just in hell. Nothing out of the
Who is
ordinary.
your legal appointed representative?
Do you want some more water?
Me!
Okay. Well, here you go. Sign this.
What are you giving him?
Well, something useful that somebody made up before that's helpful.
When would you have time to do this?
Plan is that he signs his life over to us, so I'm just trying to move us towards that.
Can we have him sign a piece of paper and then fill in the rest of the parts of the
Does
paper?
Revenant have a contract of terms of surrender that he's been working on for Killage's company that he could repurpose?
Of course he does.
For
Absolutely.
this scenario?
Absolutely.
So, okay. There is something I have not done before because I hate the back and forth bullshit that some people do, but I am going to do this bullshit myself a little bit, and we're just going to be okay with that.
Okay.
We are going to flash back to a little scene in the first level of the Adventuring House with your lawyer, Candelario Lampwick.
Okay.
What do you mean you want terms of surrender for Christopher Rutgerson? He's been missing.
Oh, is this me?
That's everyone.
Oh.
This was right after you left Lubri.
Basically, what we need, Roy, because we really don't have a good like answer as to why we need them, but we need them.
1 second. Yeah, he's still confused. He doesn't know what you're doing.
Well, since we are now in the
So basically, the businesses and assets that we want acquired from Christopher Rutgerson.
I mean, terms of surrender, you get everything.
Okay.
That's related to that.
Well,
I can make an argument that because you three work for gods, you are in direct competition with the Divine Menagerie. But what are these terms of surrender?
Basically, Christopher Rudkerson signs over both of his companies, and we release him with his mind wiped.
So you have Christopher Rudkerson.
Maybe not. Well, it's like one of those things that, like, in case it comes up, it's good to have this contract.
Okay, he still doesn't know for certain.
Just
okay.
Trust us.
Zarmos, I have met you. I've met the three of you, and I like to think I'm a good judge of character. And while I would trust you with my life, I would not trust you with my livelihood easily. So.
Ouch.
And I don't say that to be mean.
Just trust us.
But Zamos.
Okay, what would help you?
I am going to write this up, and I want to hear nothing more of it.
Thank you so much. I will never bring this up ever again. Trust me.
All right, and we cut back to the present. Wait, what was the phrase you used? Sign the papers.
Yeah. Sign them.
Roll intimidation.
Do you? Oh, can I do that? I'm really intimidating.
Are you really intimidating on paper or in your mind?
Yeah. No, she's got she's +5 to intimidate.
Only one of you may roll intimidation, but you may do it with advantage. You may decide amongst yourselves who's rolling it.
I have a +5.
I have a +5. Ooh.
Okay, well then you should do it with advantage because we're the same.
Wait, I can cast guidance on you. Can I do that?
No, you should.
You may cast guidance on you.
I can cast guidance on you. So
yeah, you should roll.
How about
and
the
take
two
advantage.
of you cast guidance on Ruin?
Right.
And Ruin rolls with advantage.
Sweet.
Okay. You do that. What does guidance do?
It's a D4.
Yep. You get
to your ability check.
Ooh.
For as long as the spell is being no, it's just one. I'm dumb.
I have it too.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. So I get to roll twice. And then I get to add a D4 twice.
D4. Yep.
Okay. Well, my second roll was bad. So a 3 and a 2. So I 18 on intimidate.
He signs. He signs without looking at the paper.
Nice.
Please either just let me die or let me go. Either one. I don't care.
You won't even remember any of this happened.
And Monsieur Mortier puts a hand over his head, and you see a black void almost crush it. Not physically, but you can feel it bearing down on him. And Monsieur Mortier looks at both of you and says, as the room turns back to normal, and says to all of you, "Oh, look at that." And you are all in the 5th floor stairs. You can see a number 5, and you know you are in a stairwell. And he's like, "Christopher Rudkerson has been passed the fuck out for the past few days in the stairwell. What a terrible thing. How could this happen to him?"
That's awful.
Who's in charge of checking the stairwell? Someone should have seen him. Honestly, this is...
Well, it's only cleaned on Tuesdays, so this must be the problem. It's not used often enough to clean daily.
He doesn't look okay at all.
Dust stuff off of Christopher Rudkerson's side.
And Rudkerson raises his head and he's like, oh, what the fuck?
Are you okay?
We just had dinner, yeah?
Yeah, you disappeared during dinner. Apparently you came out here to take a nap in the stairwell, which is a little weird, but, rich people.
Oh, God, was it the balut?
Yeah, that stuff is gross. It's very dangerous.
Oh, God.
You might want to go home and have your butler, bottle things.
Okay. Is that what it's called? And he just walks out the door.
It seems like it. Butler, maid's maid, butler's butt.
Mm-hmm. And he walks through the door and out the front door of the casino, completely unsure as to what happened.
Good. I like that. I like the unsure.
And Monsieur Mortier looks at as he goes past and he's like, I would have liked to have kept on torturing him indefinitely, but this is appropriate. Yes.
We can only have so much fun in one lifetime.
Yes.
Anyways, so yeah, do you guys want to go to the menagerie and show them the paperwork?
That's a good idea.
We should bring Darlingua.
Yeah, can we bring Darlingua? She's good at all this stuff.
Do we need to drop that off with our attorney first?
Sure. I think he said he never wanted to hear about it ever again, though. So that's what I remember.
Darlingua can foil it for us.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right. So this can still be afternoon, I guess. And you guys go up, and Darlingua is eating lunch at her desk in y'all's little offices, and she looks at you all and goes, "Oh, hi there, everyone."
Hi. Basically, we just acquired a new business legally.
Oh, congratulations.
Kind of legally. Legally. We have the paperwork.
Never say kind of legally, just say legally.
We have the paperwork for it, right? So we were wondering if you wanted to come with us to go inspect the property. It's a divine menagerie.
And she looks at you and her eyes get wide open, which is surprising because an owl in her eyes were already like circles, so now like giant ovals.
Mm-hmm.
And she reaches her clawed hand out for the papers.
I hand them over.
I am sure the accountants will have many questions to be asking about this, and I'll need to make sure that the taxes are properly paid on for this. Your best bet is to investigate it for yourself. I will make some copies, and I will take those to the accountants. Give me just a minute.
Sounds good.
Yeah, funny thing. We
trust your suggestions.
Yeah.
And she's like, can I get an expense account for things like vampire kits and stuff like that then?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay.
That seems very wise.
I'll pick up one of those on the way to see the account.
Yeah, you can have mine. I don't think it's much use for me.
And she takes it. She goes, "Thank you. I'll just take that." But yeah, I'll assume that's still authorization on the expense account in case I do something like this in the future.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. And she continues on. She gives you the originals after making copies using her magic.
That's convenient.
Oh God, this is going to be hard to explain. I'll get answers from Candelario on how to answer this and then go to them. That's what I'll do.
That seems wise. Candelario knows a lot.
His father wrote most of the laws for Blasphemy. Makes sense. She rides off in the elevator.
Wow, we are getting things
the elevator
done.
comes back up. She sticks her head out the door. Oh, hey, I had an idea. I wanted to run it by Zermos first, all of you first, but Zermos especially. Why not convert the Glytharion estates into an office for your company?
I'm for it.
Seems like the house would be vacant at this point. Yes.
It would be shitting on your father's memory, which is something I figured you would appreciate.
Yes. Please.
All right, I'll start the process.
I think that's a good idea.
Down.
But no one's allowed in my room.
No one?
Not even yourself?
Just me.
Revenant?
Still my room.
We're going to have to make a plan.
No, do not go in.
I don't want to go in his room. He probably has a collection of sexy porn codes that he masturbates too.
Yeah, I mean, forest people aren't to be trusted. But I was thinking more, it'd be funny if we short-sheeted his bed. However, you went somewhere else completely. It's fine.
Monsieur Mortier takes the stairs so he doesn't have to hear this anymore.
Clean out my browser history.
I don't understand this sexy pine cone thing, but I'm very happy for you to be fully expressed. Whatever makes you happy.
All right.
I don't think that was for us.
I'll have to cut that out. So it is past afternoon. It is now evening.
When are we leaving? Is it tomorrow?
It is tomorrow. It is tomorrow afternoon that you will be leaving.
Gotcha. Well, I want to pack, and I do want to say goodbye to Lady Primrose.
So it's afternoon. She won't be out just yet.
Can I send a letter to my family?
You know only one person who can get letters out.
Who? Mr. Mortier?
Yes.
All right, I'll ask him.
Are you just bursting into his room, his office to ask?
No, I'm knocking first. God, what do you think I am, a buffoon?
And he waves his hand and the door opens. And he's working on his paperwork.
Mr. Mortier,
he sets his pen away. Yes. Yes, Ruin.
I have a letter to send home. Are you able to send that for me?
I am.
Awesome. Thank you.
And he takes it from you. I will make sure this happens.
Thank you. It's to my grandmother.
Okay. I will take care of it.
Okay. Now I have to write it.
All right. So Ruin is working on writing a letter and getting it sent off. What are the other two doing?
Can Revenant have finished his book on cosmology?
Yes.
All right, Revenant hands it off to Darlingua and is like, "All right, we have a mailroom, right? Can you give us?"
Well, that's in process. It's not quite done yet.
Oh, okay. Well, could you ship this off to my editor? I got one.
You have
up
an editor
here
in Blasphemy, or did you?
I got one up here in the sky actually recently. I had one on the surface, but I figured it's really expensive to
Impossible would be that. You'd have to be a god. You'd have to be a god to get letters sent out of Blasphemy.
Well, I mean, I'm sure I could swing it somehow. Anyways, basically, I found this really indie publishing company that publishes mostly scientific papers, but a few research books, and I have an editor that works there that's worked on some of my rough drafts for this. So just send this to, and then Revenant gives out a name and address.
Okay.
I can't think of one on the fly.
That is the last of Revenant's nights that he has been out doing things that we can backfill. Revenant is out of nights to backfill. Okay. So, Mikey, what is Zermos doing for the afternoon?
I think it's been a very eventful morning, but he's kind of bored, so he's gonna go track down Hefton and go get a little training session there.
Okay, you're just training.
Go hang out with the bud.
All right.
Oh,
Hefton.
I'm gonna bring Truffle with me.
Hefton is in the Coliseum. The Coliseum that exists on the almost top floor of the casino that can be seen from Monsieur Mortier's office. Truffle has to ride up in the freight elevator to get to there.
He's a big boy.
Tyson doesn't operate that. It's Tucson that operates that.
Tucson.
And Tucson is very similar to Tyson, but with a goatee. And he looks at you and goes, "Afternoon, Mr. Zomos."
Good afternoon, Tucson.
And he rides you up to the next to top floor and lets you out. and doesn't expect a tip because the freight elevator operator does not get tips.
I don't even think, does Zermos have any money? I'll give him a pine nut.
You have at least 1/3 of a company.
But I don't track any cash because I don't think I actually picked up
Revenant doesn't either. Revenant has money because it was in our rooms, you would have money.
And to be fair, you're the only one with pockets. So I just assume you carry all the stuff. But I do have a pine nut in my little pouch, and I'm gonna slide him a pine nut. These always help before a good training session.
He looks at him and is like, okay.
Well, if you ever think about coming in there.
No, Hefton offered once and they just beat the shit out of me for an hour.
Fair enough. Sometimes you
is that what training is?
Yes, actually. It's that
then
until you're the one beating the ass.
I'm just gonna beat cheeks down then.
Sounds good. Let the leaves fall where they may.
Let the leaves fall where they may.
Then Zermos turns and his back is to him, and you can just see a little close up of his face where just a slight little smile just kind of twinks up.
And you see Hefton has a little not a little skeleton, but a normal-sized humanoid skeleton man pumping iron. And he looks at you and he goes, I don't know how this works, but apparently he does. He's put 20 pounds on that thing since he started yesterday.
Well, who is this strong chap?
It's one of Revenant's friends.
Oh.
Yeah, he just had a note on him that said trainee on there, and I assumed he meant in physical shit, because otherwise why send him to me?
Well, good. I have brought someone along with me also. Hefton,
that's a big pig.
This is Truffle. He is quite large. You are correct. He wasn't this big when I met him, but he's got quite an appetite, and I would really like for us to start working on his training as well. So,
well, looking at him, looking at you, looking at your spear, we need to start training you in mounted combat, and that's training you and him both. I can get some targets set up. We can get some really good work in on this. We'll focus on your riding ability. We'll focus on getting you able to hit a target. And we'll focus on getting you able to take a lick while you're up top. How's that sound?
Cue the montage.
Bam, bam, bam. Okay, that's your afternoon.
Getting stinky.
All right. Isla is not here, so... Okay, I'm sorry. Nope. Ruin is back. So, Ruin, you have an evening left. You know that Lady Primrose is probably going to be at the club.
Ooh, the supper club? I hate?
No, the club that you like. Maison du Soleil Levant.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll totally go there. Do you guys want to go to the club with me? Super fun.
Let me shower. I'll be right down.
Awesome. I'm getting dressed up too.
If Revenant has anything else he needs to do before going to the Green Dragon, because I
would encourage you to think very hard about that before you decide.
Yeah.
Okay, you are all going to Maison du Soleil Levant then.
Yeah, going to the club.
Yeah.
Oh, can I call Ringgold?
Okay. You're gonna hit Ringgold up for it?
I mean, I figure we should invite him out, right? We're going
Okay,
out.
You can send a letter or something early beforehand.
Meet us over at such and such at the time that we're showing up.
Okay, and as you guys are getting dressed up to go to the club, there is in fact a knock on the door of your suite.
Not it.
Come on. Hello? Who is it?
It's Captain Brute.
Shit.
I'll be right there. I'm not decent.
Okay, waiting for you.
Do you guys want to maybe go?
Let's go out the window.
I was thinking someone should stay and talk to her.
No, and we could just run away.
I have several scrolls of Featherfall. So both of you could jump out the window and float to the ground. I can stay here and talk to her if you want. I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Do we really
I just
want
think
to
I already
talk to
said
the...
hello, so she knows I'm here. So I think I should talk to her, and you guys should run.
Do we
That's
really
what I
want to
think.
talk to the authorities before we go out?
Yeah, but Captain Brute's kind of our friend, so we
I
can't
only
just
have one
abandon
scroll
her.
of featherfall, actually. Well, that
Okay.
sucks.
I'm
I'm gonna go open the
literally...
door.
I'm
and say
literally a
hi.
bird.
Just gonna open the door.
All right, fine.
All right, and there's Captain Brute. She has her helmet underneath her shoulder,
Hi,
kind of held in her
Jessica.
arm,
Hi, Jessica.
and she looks. Well, good afternoon, Prophets for Profit, or good evening, I should say.
Hi, Captain. You're our
I'm
favorite.
investigating a report from a Mr. Joey. Joey's gently used magical goods.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we met him.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
went
we
to
were-
a movie, actually.
Yeah, we went there earlier today.
Do you want to
We
tell
got
me what?
really sick. We had some bad shellfish. It's gross.
I think mine was the balut.
Captain Brute.
Okay, roll a group deception roll. The one among you with the best deception should roll.
That's probably not me.
Oh shit! I already rolled. I rolled good though. Ooh.
No, stop. When I say group deception roll, I mean as a group, designate one person to roll.
I have a +2 for deception,
I have a +5.
so it should be you.
Okay.
Unless it's Revenant. Revenant,
Mikey?
what's yours?
That's a 0.
Okay,
Mikey,
definitely
roll.
Mikey.
Oh,
Good, you did.
Can't use the one I just did.
No, you have to roll after the designation.
I thought I was.
Does he get advantage?
No.
Well, it's not that much. That's a 17.
Okay.
Would have been a 22.
She crosses her arms and looks at you all very sternly.
So,
Hold on, Revenant. What do you need? What information do you need from us?
I need enough information to protect you.
Right.
okay,
We,
you,
hold on. What happened was we went there to get some books. He went down to go get the books. Revenant felt ill. We left. That's it.
Okay. You already failed the roll on the ill thing. So that failure continues on that.
right, so, like, okay, you know Red's business, right?
I know what the business?
Rat's Nest.
What's the rat's nest?
Is she one of us?
Nope.
Well, you have a lot to talk about with your husband.
Oh God, you did not go there.
And she looks at you, Revenant, and you can tell you pissed her off just a little bit.
I would like to crawl under the bed.
I actually do
Here,
have a lot. Because ever since you three showed up, my husband has been spending days in the fucking basement tinkering with God's all know what. I got contractors coming in and out of the house day in and day out, working on a project he won't tell me a damn thing about. I do have a lot to talk about with my husband, but I also have a city to protect. And my question is, when I'm protecting the city, am I protecting you three, or am I protecting the city from the three of you?
We are protecting the city. We are on your side.
That's
We're
what
just going
I thought,
about it in
and
an
I'm glad
interesting
to
way.
hear.
We're just going about it in an interesting way. That's all.
You know how
But we are-
we're
trying.
Sometimes
We're trying.
the letter of the law can sometimes get in the way of goals you're trying to obtain.
I am not going to comment on how I
you don't
do
have to.
that.
You don't have to give an answer, but just hear me out. Let's just say that there will be times where we help you do things without you asking us. This is one of those times.
Okay. So tell me, what are the tablets?
We're not 100% sure. We have a
So-
good idea.
You know how, like, basically, right? What do you know about golems?
She looks at the three of you. She goes, next to nothing. They don't break the law very often, so I don't come across them.
Boy, basically, there's a thing that acts like the golden sword, right?
The Kim, yeah, I know a little bit about that.
Alright, yeah, I'm pretty sure the tablets are the Kim's to, one golem that we have, like, a particular big problem with that is going to destroy the entire world.
And she sits down. What the fuck?
Yeah, shit's crazy.
Roll group persuasion with advantage.
I'm gonna let someone with high charisma do that.
That's probably gonna be Mike.
I got +5. And 13, so 18 again.
Okay. I am going to tell you all like I told my husband. I understand that you are good people trying to do the best you can. And I understand that I am something of an authority figure within the city, and that I have obligations that might make it seem to you that I might not be sympathetic towards things that are less than legal. I am not always able to turn a blind eye to things. However, I have found that, in fact, there was no tablet in your possession when I was here, that poor Revenant had terrible undead diarrhea, and it smelled like festering shit, and he was in the bathroom crying his fucking eyes out.
It was all there in the note, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. And somebody else must have taken it while you were in there.
Or while we were abandoning it.
Yes, but if I find that you are out to hurt the city,
we're not,
or that you're going to hurt the city through your actions, I will be forced to act against you, and I don't want that.
We don't either.
By the city, you mean the people in the city and not like the conceptual city itself.
Yes,
right?
Yes, that is entirely what I mean, and I appreciate that you get that.
Yes, we're on the same. We're on the same.
I will let you all get about your business, and I'm going to try not to beat in my husband's fucking skull as I ask him what the hell is going on. She stands up and she walks out, and she looks at you all and she goes, were you guys just leaving? You can come down the elevator with me rather than jumping out the window, as you probably planned on doing.
I wasn't going to jump out any windows.
I still kind of want to jump out. It seems like a fun...
Oh my God. We don't need to jump out of anything. I was going to pack.
All right.
To be fair, I would be flying.
Yeah, we have to get ready for tomorrow.
There is a casino worker working on packing your stuff for you, Revenant. Ruin.
Whoa. I am never going to get used to this. Like, everybody just takes care of things.
You didn't even see them coming in. It's a cam head just packing your stuff.
This is amazing. Is this how the other half lives? I can't decide if I like it or not. I mean, it's super cool to be taken care of.
This is how the 1% live, not the other half.
Gotcha. I like that. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do, which I don't think is very healthy, actually. But
all right, so you guys are going to the club?
Yeah, to see Lady Primrose.
All right, you get to the club, Maison du Soleil Levant, and you see the orc bouncer judging people whether or not to let them in or out. They got the rope line, and you start to get into the rope line, and he's like, no, and he just waves at you, and he like brings you to the front of the line and lets you all in.
My armor is super sparkly, by the way. Like, I'm wearing like this, like it's a crisscross top, and it's got like a plunging back, and it's all sorts of like sparkly, disco-y stuff. It's beautiful.
Yeah, the guy at the front counter tells you that Lady Primrose is on the second floor.
Oh no, she knew we were
private
booth. She's gonna be so happy to see you.
She just has standing orders to tell you if you come in.
Excellent. For me and Zermos, right? Because she seemed to like him.
All right. And as you are coming up, and just over the thumping of the music, you hear Lady Primrose and Dr. Deteri, the plague doctor, masked vampire, in a heated argument. And Dr. Deteri is saying, "What the fuck are you doing playing with your food like this?" And I think that's where we're going to leave off for now.